no doubt. Just love having something to work towards each week, a new goal, a new challenge. Obviously, this is going to be the best defense we went against all year. Nationally ranked #1 in a ton of different categories. They do a lot of different stunts with their D-line, like we seem to have faced every week. I think they blitz a little bit more than any team that we face, so it's going to cause a little chaos in the middle. But we're excited for the challenge.
What do you see in number 52, the middle linebacker? Gets around, moves him around a lot from the outside linebacker to the middle linebacker. They blitz from all different angles.
Obviously, he's a stud. I think he's 6'1", 6'2", 260. So he's a load. Just a fierce competitor. Obviously, he can hit extremely hard, seeing just games on television. But yeah, they like to put him in different situations, different areas, and they bring him from everywhere. So it's going to be a challenge, but we just have to identify him and just really pick him up.
I have to ask you a funny question. You got called for a holding penalty last week where you actually picked up a guy body slam. Did any of the officials say anything to you after that?
Yeah, it was actually funny because when we had that, I think we had a timeout and an immediate timeout back to back. So it was a long time that we were just waiting. So I went up to him in the timeout and I was just like, hey, what could I have done differently, to not get that? And he just told me it was just a bad call. I just saw him go down really fast. I thought you had to have held him. So, it was kind of upsetting because, in the heat of the moment, I can't get those 10 yards back, and then we snapped it. Bad snap resulting in a touchdown, so, felt like it was all my fault. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, but, we're all human. We all make mistakes.
Did you make sure Coach Sweeney knew that the ref
Yeah,
told
no,
you that?
man, he doesn't care. So the penalty happened in the game. That's all that matters. They called it. So.
Zach Brooks is a guy who's been around a long time, fought a lot of injuries. How good was it to see him get, his second touchdown of the year?
Right, definitely great to see him getting back to it. He ran that touchdown right behind me, which, a guy that I have a lot of respect for, love him to death. It's great to see him out there rumbling and bumbling, getting touchdowns.
How did this offensive line grade out overall?
This is actually one of the highest games that we've all had as a collective unit. Obviously Jay had an amazing game. ACC player or lineman of the week, our lineman of the week, obviously. I think we were all over 90% area. So, and then Taylor Hearn came in, and he actually was the highest grade. He graded at a 2.3, which is hard to explain how Caldwell does it, but that was the highest grade total. But he didn't meet the minimum requirement of snaps to win those type of honors. But he had a great game as well.
Y'all have the opportunity to set a record for consecutive home wins on Saturday. Is that going to be an extra special opportunity for you?
I think definitely. Just as a senior in your final ride, being able to take that record and put it under your belt. We're just extremely happy to be able to do something of that nature. Obviously there's been tons of great teams that have played in this stadium, and to have the longest winning streak at home is just something special.
To talk about this offensive line, it seems like every year it's the question. It was the question heading into this year. Grade yourselves through these first 5 games.
I think now we're the answer. I think we've done extremely well. Obviously, being at the beginning of the season, being one of the question marks of the team, being the weak point of the team. But that's where you want to be. You want to be an underdog. You don't want people blowing you up or saying that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. I just think that we have taken it personally, and just been happy to dominate everyone that we've gone against so far, and we need to keep that up just for the ultimate team success.
I go back over the past couple of years, and there were games where I'd never seen an offensive lineman come out. Same 5 play, seemingly every snap. I look in, I see a Freemorgan in, I see a Hearn in, Falcinelli in, at all different times. How big is that?
I think it's great that we can develop depth that way. We really try to get subs in as early as possible for Georgia Tech to get them in high-risk situations, in situations that mattered what they did, the outcome. And I think they responded very well to that. They had great games all around. I just think it's great that we can, put those guys in to those certain learning situations that they're not going to get from practice, they're not going to get from scrimmages. They need 80,000 people in the stands, and a point that where if they mess up, there's high consequences for that. So I think that it's great that our coaches have the respect and the belief in them, to put them in the game in that situation.
How did you feel after Saturday when you guys followed up that emotional win of Notre Dame with one of your more dominant performances of the year?
I just really think that that speaks to the character, to the maturity of this team, to the expectations that we have from a team setting. We're just a bunch of winners. That's all we've done for 5 years. That's all we know. So it's a little bit different feel from 2011. I think when we were number 5 in the country then, it was a huge deal. People were overly excited to where it was a distraction. now it's just we expect it to be here. This is where we want to be. This is our goal. So I think it's a little bit different from a maturity level that all we know how to do is win. So I think it's a lot different, and that's going to help us in the long stretch.